batsman takes his guard. It's Komi. Luckily enough for our sense of pronunciation, he gets that first one a bit straighter and tucks it behind his legs. This one is a better line, but cut away behind point. And it looks to have beaten the fielder out there. Run across the boundary, and that is a 4. So a nice shot by Komi.
Certainly has, and we saw the Fighters bowl pretty well against the Eagles yesterday as well in the second match. This one's, that's a bit of generosity by the Nicosia Fighters. They got a bit eager, but the one thing with Al Tasman is when he does go wide, it's really hard to stop it because the ball races away like a tracer bullet. How's Shrikant going to round out this over? It's a full toss, goes over the fielder's head, and that's a much-needed boundary for MDOX. So fortune favored MDOX in that last legal delivery. 9 runs off it, just what MDOX needed. Hitesh Todani doesn't typically get off the slow starts. Seen that so far this tournament. As Shrikant gets hold of that one. Is it going to go the distance? No, it won't. It'll take a couple of bounces before the boundary rope. And Shrikant, who started off very, very slowly, was at 5 for 13. Now he's hit back-to-back boundaries.
I feel my pronunciation of his last name is now. That one again, he gets a cross-batted slog. It's coming right for us. Nish, who's going to get it?
Nope.
I'm very aware that I've got my microphone on. Hello out there, folks. Wants to push that run rate up as Rahman brings that in, and there's a big top edge. It's gone to the man there, and well taken. Good catch. Yes. Backward point coming in and collecting that nicely. So the first wicket falls. And a pretty good opening stand there in the end from by these two. This one is lifted up by Tadani, and it has evaded all the fielders. 2 bounces over the rope, and that's 4. So that time just getting it wrong. Monirul Islam is that one. Shows exactly what we were talking about. A little bit too short and a little bit too straight. And it was Kanduri this time. Lifted it down the leg side, bounces over the fence for a 4.
As Monirul Islam bowls the final delivery is over. It's gone for a few runs, 11 so far. Could go for more runs. It certainly will, as that's the first 6 of the innings for MDOX, and it comes from Vimal Kanduri. And is he going to be the big aggressor to lead their charge in the final overs of this innings? Gets ready to face the second delivery. Al-Amin went for 11 in his first over. As this one, has he picked the gap? Kanduri certainly has. He'll pick up another boundary, and he's really doing his best to try to lead this MDOX side late in this innings. That's his second 4 of the innings, along with that 6 he hit.
Good 4. It's time from Al-Amin. He bowls it short and wide, and Kanduri definitely good enough to get hold of that. And that's another boundary.
Yeah. Once again, Hitesh Todani went for his trademark shot towards fine leg. This time he just tried to very finely and deftly play that one, and it'll trickle away for a 4. So much needed boundary for Hitesh Todani. That's his 3rd one of the innings. It'll be another dot ball.
It's out. Yeah,
it's out. It's taking an edge.
Yeah, it's taking an edge. It seemed like the only one who heard it was the bowler. Asked the question, well, the bowler and the umpire. So that's the one that matters. So Todani is Tagani. It's alright, we can still see fine as Johnny comes in. That's a slow ball outside off. Big heave-ho. And, well, Nuri Chowdhury, all he had to do was roll the ball onto the stumps. He failed to do that. So that's the end of the innings, folks. And guess what? They've cracked that 90-run mark. 90 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. This time as Pungal comes in for the first ball, and has been taken an under edge, and another one going under, and there's a wicket with the first ball. Well, there you go. That is not the start that they would have wanted. Parvaz Mia has been run out. He is not happy with his opening batting compatriot. Bit of confusion there, and it's all happening. Big, thick under edge. Wanted the single, probably was there, especially given the fact that the fielder slipped over, but then there was a recovery enough to have it back into the stumps, and Diol whips off the bails, and the first wicket falls. Right in, it's a slower full toss that is pulled away across the boundary for 4. There it is, the first boundary of the innings for the Fighters.
really strong. He clubbed 3 sixes in his innings yesterday. This one's chipped straight to the fielder. Should be taken, but it's a costly drop.
And that's been lifted up, and it's taken a big leading edge over everyone's head and taken a top spinning bounce down to the boundary for 4. It's an important boundary for the Fighters.
Who is well, I'll continue but with my comment on that one after this delivery. This one's chipped up in the air. Should be another catching opportunity for Vinod Sawan, and he'll put another one down. This time around, he never got in the right position. He was too far back, tried to come forward, and in the end, he's dropped the second one.
Doing the detriment to his team, and that's an edge, and it's been caught behind. Yes, he's given him. That is an important wicket, and well earned by Pangal. He's been bowling pretty well, and looking for that edge. Finally, he's found it, and picks up the second breakthrough of the innings. That's better. There's a big leading edge, but that third man, he wasn't there, and it's run across the boundary for 4.
Prince Rai's been brought in there. You can just see him at the edge of the camera. This one's going to go sail over Prince Rai's head. He tries to reach a hand out, but it's all in vain, as all he managed to do is bat it down for a boundary. It was always going to be a tough opportunity. He was trying to backpedal, but it really wasn't easy. And we take a look at this one.
Would have been the greatest catch of all time, that one. If he
This one's that's a ball. This is struck cleanly by Jabraz Marol. Is it going to go the distance? No, it won't. It'll take a bounce right in front of us, and it's going to go for a boundary as Lakhwinder Singh, the Muffalon's star bowler, is there to throw one back. He'll come in for the last ball of the over, Vimal Kanduri. This time around, Alvi Chowdhury hits it much more cleanly. So clearly he's got a little earpiece listening to us on commentary. Says that's exactly what I was attempting earlier. This time around, he got it past the opposite skipper, Rahul Shukla, and he punishes this delivery where Vimal Kanduri probably went just a bit too short.
That is spanked up, and that's gone all the way. Yes, it has. Up, and away. It's a big 6 straight down the ground. So a much needed maximum there.
And the only bowler who's struggled with his bowling. This one's struck again. This one struck cleanly, and it's deposited into the olive grove. So Jabraz Marol looks like he hasn't given up yet. The Nicosia Fighters continue to battle away as long as Jabraz Marol is out there. He moves to 32 of 21.
And he's gone for it again, but it's caught the top edge, and this time it's Shukla coming around, and the skipper, he's not going to drop that. Well, he very well might have, but on that occasion he didn't. Had his fingers pointed in the air in good catching practice. As this one is short and attempted to be pulled away to leg side, but it just goes down the field. And they go for the single, but Al Tasmin is coming back. It might be run out. Diol might finally have his man. Yes, he does. Finally, he manages to get one of those run outs. More in the conventional way than what he's been trying. And Al Tasmin, he knew he had to get to the striker's end, and he did his absolute level best. But alas for the Fighters, their talisman, Tasmin, is gone.
As Munir Rahman will play this one to cover. There's certainly 2 runs on here, if not 4. And in the end, Pankaj Parvez tries to prevent a boundary, but all he does is just
Sure, he's got it in him. Right comes in. And that one, he does exactly that. He spanks it over cover, and that's a big 6. There you go, Nish.
As Hitesh Tadani comes back in for the second ball, it's a lower full toss. Beg your pardon, that looked like a brilliant swinging Yorker, and it's cleaned up. Munir Rahman, who has to depart, having made just 5 runs, and that might well have just iced the game for MDOC's Cricket Club. As we take a look at this one, Hitesh Tadani goes in. Oh, that's a brilliant dipping Yorker. That's so difficult to play. For him to bat all the way down at number 4, as this one struck quite cleanly, and it's that one just seemed to skid off the surface, and well, that will conclude the Nicosia Fighters innings, and will confirm a rather comfortable and dominant win for the MDOC's Cricket Club.